Okay, hard-fought win. Tough in December. That's what it's like. I thought guys stepped up, on really all three sides of the ball with guys that were unavailable due to injury or otherwise. Guys stepped up and did a nice job. It goes down there to an onside kick. They get the ball. It's those are nail-biter situations. I don't think we wanted to be in that situation. But listen, that's the NFL, and that's certainly December football versus a good football team, well-coached football team. So proud of the guys in going 1-0 today. +1 in the turnover margin, and then Miles getting the sack, the fumble recovery, the touchdown was obviously incredible. Great effort by him. Defensively, I believe they were 1 for 12 on third down. That last series there, getting the sack on third down, getting the big stop on fourth down by Denzel. Offensively, efficient at times. We stubbed our toe there in a couple second half drives, going 3 and out a couple times, but 6 for 13 on third, 2 for 2 in the red zone. And that's the #1 red zone team out there. And then I think special teams played some good complementary ball. I thought our kickoff unit was excellent. We got him inside the 20 and punt, and then JoJo Natson making a really veteran heads-up play there on that kickoff return. But ultimately, did what we set out to do, which is come in here, get a win versus a good team in our division, and then we'll set our sights on next week tomorrow. With that, I'll take any questions.
Kevin, that last play by Denzel, is that a play that you just expect your #1 corner to make?
Yeah, and I think Dan, I think it was a great play by Denzel, but I think it's indicative of when everybody does their job. Coaches, we put those guys in position, and then you got 11 guys that do their job. One guy may blitz a certain gap, and he doesn't make the play, but he opens up the play for somebody else, and then the ball has to come out, and Denzel's right there to make a play.
Kevin, who informs your sideline that Lamar's not coming back?
I think it goes from the PR staff, this crack PR staff, to our coaches in the booth, who then get it down to us.
And before that happened, did you have any flashbacks to last year's game?
I don't remember last year, Tony. I have a bad memory.
Kevin, did you take the ball because of the wind? And then also with that in mind, did you have an idea of kind of what Tucker's range might be going that direction?
We did, Tony, this one's for you. We did take the ball so we would have the wind. And, with Tucker, he's a great kicker. So, even with that advantage in the fourth quarter, he's somebody that, is just, you're never feeling good when he's attempting a field goal. He was trying to block. I didn't see it, Nate, but I think I was told it took a funky bounce and hit him. He was not trying to recover it.
What about Kareem?
Yes.
Kareem Hunt?
Yes, so Kareem has that ankle injury. We'll get images on that tomorrow. Was wanted to try and fight through it, but just didn't think we should put him back out there.
Kevin, the rest that Baker had, how do you think that helped him in this game today?
Yeah, I think it helped him. We talked about it all week. He looked good in practice, felt good, and I think the rest helped.
Kevin, when you use so many formations like you did today, does that make it a tough practice week that you don't overdo it during the week? Or how'd you like the way it turned out?
Yeah, I think we do put a lot on the guys, Tony, to your point. We don't want to, at times, sit in just vanilla formations, if you will. We will at times, as you saw, but we put a lot of emphasis on our shifts and motions, and with that, you got to be great with your procedural stuff, and I thought the guys, by and large, were pretty good today.
Kevin, why do you think it was so hard to close out that game?
Man, it's a good team. It's a good team. They're well coached. They have great players. I'd have to look at it to give you a real good answer, Scott, but ultimately we got the ball there, and we didn't sustain drives, certainly on offense in that second half like we needed to. I mean, we went on some long drives in the game, just when there in that second half, we just didn't do it a couple times.
You talk about that play by Miles. How about that sack by Clowney?
Yeah, that was good too.
Last series and the way he played overall.
Yeah, JD plays really hard. His length, his size, his ability to get off the ball fits with what we're trying to do, and he affects the plays. And I know everybody gets wrapped up in sacks, and that certainly was a big one there on that last drive. But we really put the emphasis on pressure and how you affect the quarterback, and I think he does that at a really high level.
You were down tight end.
Yeah, Nate.
One more Miles play. How rare is that to have a guy who's able to do all that in one play? And it looked like on TV you got pretty fired up on the side.
Well, we haven't turned any sacks into fumbles this season, so hopefully that turns the corner on that one for us. So just a great play by a great player. He's very difficult to block. Just ask our offensive linemen, when they have to go up against him in practice. And for him to be ball aware in that moment, something we've been talking about and emphasizing, just to get it out and then to recover it, run it back in, I thought was, again, a great player making a big play in a big moment.
You were down tight ends, and Austin had arguably his best game of the season. Sometimes it was just him out there. You're able to focus on getting him the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what we talked about this week. With you got to see who's available to you, and then you got to adjust accordingly. So Blake Hance gave us good reps as a second tight end, and Forrestall got in there as well. So we had to adjust a little bit in terms of how we were using certain guys. And Hoop knew we were putting a lot on him this week, and we were counting on him. We made him a captain this week, just because he's been so accountable to his teammates, and he did a great job. And I know Dave was, I'm sure, very excited for him, and I know Dave's chomping at the bit to get back as well.
Kevin, whose decision was it to check Baker for the concussion?
Just following the protocol. I don't know exactly who it was. It wasn't Baker's.
Yeah, I noticed that. I mean, did it come from someone outside of your sideline? Do you know?
As far as I know.
And Kevin, how often do you guys practice that JoJo Natson where he put his body outside the playing field and then touch the ball?
Yeah, it's not something that you practice, but you certainly cover that in those special teams meetings often. And, JoJo's a veteran player. I bet you all of the guys on our sideline knew that rule. And so everybody was aware what JoJo was doing as the ball was rolling out there. And I think that's just a credit to Coach Preef in making sure that those guys are situationally aware, because those often come up in special teams plays.
How much did you know about Huntley going in?
I'm sorry?
Huntley, you were prepared to play Lamar, and then he comes in, and he seemed to have a lot of Lamar in him with the way he played. Just how difficult was that for you guys to deal with?
Well, he played recently. He played all of that Chicago game, so you got good tape on him. Skill sets are similar. He can throw it. He can make plays late in the down. As you saw, he's hard to get on the ground. So we felt good about our plan, not having to dramatically change with him in there.
Kevin, after the last one, your first game in Baltimore, 40 rushing yards, how much concerted effort was to turn that around and get back to what you're at that game?
Yeah, we just, we have a high standard for our team, for our offense, for our pass offense, rush offense, you name it. So the guys took it to heart. We worked hard this week. I thought Coach Callahan did a really good job putting together a game plan that the guys could execute, with a young player at right tackle, and making sure that the guys understood the plan, and I thought they, by and large, did a nice job.